Well, hello, welcome. Let's be glad today, very glad that there is no such thing as sin. And be glad that you are not a sinner. Oh, yeah. So that's it. How will you celebrate this today? Yeah. It's not like we have to throw a party, though any excuse will do, right? For a good party. It's just that my hope for you is that this gives you joy and provides you with a profound spiritual level, deep down reality level sense of relief. Sense of relief that you are not broken, that you are not cut off and separate from your source, that you are not cut off and separate from other living things, every single living thing. You're not cut off. There's no other, despite appearances. A sense of relief that you're not broken. When we take a moment and think about it, that's really where the action is, isn't it? We're not broken. So lesson 229 in the workbook states, love which created me is what I am. Again, love which created me is what I am. At some point on the spiritual path, we get to a place where we're really asking deep level questions. And chief among those is the question, who am I? Right? Who am I, or what am I? Just as good, yeah? Well, here's the answer. Love created you, extends only itself. Therefore, what are you but love itself? So it's very simple, isn't it, to say this? It's very simple to read the commentary in the workbook for students. It's very simple to commit this idea, if not to memory, then to at least enough memory that you're reminded of it throughout the day. Today and every day, love is what you are. That's what every single one of us is. It's always been that way. We're the ones that have deluded ourselves with this thought of sin, which of course is dualistic, isn't it? Because it involves a subject and an object. It involves a supposedly separate being who transgresses against and sins against another supposedly separate being. Yet there is no separation of any kind. It's not real. And practicing these ideas is all about allowing ourselves to experience this. If we're caught up in the world of ego clinging and form and bodies, thinking that we're sinners, and I know many of you were raised to think exactly that. I was. Never resonated with me. Now I know why. You know, I know that speaks to some of your experience, and others may not have experienced this at all. It's a mistake. That's all. The idea of sin, the ego itself, is simply a mistake. Mistakes can be corrected, and you may choose, and you would be quite right about it, to see spiritual practice as a sense of correction of errors. Now, to the ego would rather be right than joyfully free and limitless, wouldn't it? This is what's going on in any argument that you may have with people in the world, where you'd rather be right than have a harmonious relationship. Some of you, yeah, recognize yourself in this. Well, that's what's going on here, is that the ego would rather be right than joyful. The ego would have you believe a series of mistakes about yourself, starting with the one mistake that you're separate from your source, that you are not love, that you're cut off, and everything else, everyone else in the world is out to get you, that you must struggle and strive and fight, attack, defend yourself. And what do? We do just that, don't we? We define and defend personal territory and guard it like vicious dogs. Until the point where we realize that we could, in fact, give up all of the drama. Have you reached that point in your experience where you're ready to let go? To just let go and allow the truth to be exactly as it is. Love, which created me, is what I am. These ideas are so profound that it seems at times that there's very little that can be said about them. In fact, there's nothing that can be added to truth. Truth simply is, and it's complete. As the Course says, all expressions of love are maximal, which, as you may recall, is why there are no gradations. There's no order of difficulty in miracles. They're all alike, the same. Love extends only itself, and this is what you are. So whatever your practice of this idea looks like today, I want to invite you to just go deep with it and give thanks that, in fact, you are not a sinner, that there is no such thing as sin. Love is what you are. Love doesn't know what any of our ego-driven drama even is, doesn't recognize it. We could choose, you could choose right now to allow love to identify as love. Not the special love that we find in the world, where some people are cooler than others. And we esteem some people more than others, some relationships more than others. Yes, that includes romantic relationships, marriages, domestic partnerships. Yeah, all that. And you may be in one of those, you may not be. Love is abstract. It simply is. So it flows over, around, through, not recognizing any of the barriers that we impose. So we try to contain everything in the world, don't we? We have our compartments for things. We have our different categories and degrees of difficulty. It's almost like we're judging a figure skating competition, right? With a degree of difficulty, or a diving competition. Yeah, a high degree of difficulty on this backward pike, right? Yeah, but reality is much simpler than that. And that is what I hope you're very thankful for. I am very thankful for that. And I invite you to just ponder this commentary here and to practice this idea, practice allowing this idea in whatever form you're now practicing these workbook ideas, whether you're doing it multiple times a day or whether it's once or twice, whatever that looks like for you. It's something that I hope brings you a profound sense of joyous relief that you are not broken. You are not. You may feel like it, but at the core, your essence, who you are, love, you are not broken. All right. Thank you for joining me.